Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, the Monday night Zoom edition. And the market was pretty dull for most of the day. And then Bitcoin shot up to almost 40 and then was swatted down like a bug. Let's check it out. All right, you guys should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So let's take a closer look. So this is what I was talking about. We had this big pump up here to 39,950 and then crash, about $500. So Bitcoin still got a nice move, about $1,700 up, 4.5%. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is still trapped in this never-ending ranging as we call it, from about 45 and change to 35,000. On the plus side, we're getting higher lows slightly. They're just creeping up a little bit. I meant to draw a line. I forgot. I can do that now. So as you can see, just slightly creeping up. So that's overall a bullish sign, not a radically bullish sign, but bullish nonetheless. So we'll take it. I'm hoping to see a bounce off this line. Well, we've already bounced off a little bit today and then punch through 40, but man, a lot of people have sell orders probably at around 39.9 or 39.950. You know, I like sell orders like that, so I'm sure other traders do too. So it'll take some volume to get over that, and just not sure if we quite have it yet. What we need is the institutions are coming in from time to time, but retail's not supporting that. So if we can get over 40 and stick to it, that might bring some more retail buyers in to sustain our pumps. I looked at news briefly on TradingView. I didn't really see anything that jumped out at me as a potential explanation other than something.
I think it's the Tokyo pump or whatever that Mal what's his name talks about. What's his name?
Malcolm.
Malcolm, there you go.
Oh,
Malcolm.
yeah. And
He goes
the
by
carbon
Mal.
group. Yeah,
I think it's Tokyo, and because Tokyo's an hour before Singapore.
Right. And we talk about this on my show a lot, and that most of the trading is done in Asia, and it's why I like to structure my day. I have an early morning trading session from about 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. my time, and then a later session from about 3 to 5, which is why I wanted to do the time change, because I want to get that in before I do this on Mondays. But anyway, yeah, that might be it. Asian traders are waking up, seeing Bitcoin at a lower price, and getting in. So that's as good of a reason as any. So any other comments or questions about Bitcoin?
Just an observation, there's a lot of talk lately about how crypto and Bitcoin is attempting to decouple from the rest of the market, because it used to be very coupled to it. But interestingly enough, the market went down quite a bit today, while Bitcoin went up. So I don't know. So that seems like an interesting divergence decoupling.
Yeah, I'd like to see more activity like that. Bitcoin and crypto are viewed as risky assets. So when people are in fear, they tend to gravitate towards cash, or in the case of crypto, USDT or USD or something like that. Let's see. Are we concerned about the market? What's the fear and greed index say? 21 extreme fear as of yesterday. So still a bit fearful out there, but getting better. All right, so let's look at Ethereum real quick.
Oh man, it's Glendale and
Okay, somebody's got some background noise going. All right. Okay, so on Ethereum, similar to Bitcoin, but the lows have been a bit higher on the day chart than Bitcoin, percentage wise. So the line I was able to draw is a bit sharper. And Bitcoin, we've got. All right, I do have someone still talking. Okay, I think I got it taken care of. So yeah, trending up again, a bullish pattern, but not a crazy bullish pattern. So hopefully we'll get a nice move today, and if we dip again, it'll only go down to, say 2,600, and then, we'll do some of this action working our way up. Some of the, cycle projections I'm seeing have us making a move towards the upside in the overall market in next few days. So we'll see if that pans out. Any questions about Ethereum or Bitcoin or the overall market before we go to Altcoin Alert?
One interesting news item to add having to do with Ethereum, which is that Luna, a couple of days ago, it was reported bypassed Ethereum and is now number 2 for staking, which is interesting.
Yeah, and Luna's had some pretty strong movements too. It's been in the 90s, punched over 100 a couple times. So let's see, do I have Luna up? Yeah, I was scalping it today. Let me look at it real quick.
Yeah, let's take a look. Wow.
Yeah, so 1 hour chart. So it was as high as 104 on the 9th, just a few days ago. Did dip down below 85, right about 85.5. Then today has been in the 90s most of the day. So pretty cool.
Interesting.
2 Bitcoins up here. I'm not sure why. Get rid of that one. Okay, let's go to Altcoin Alert, see if we can find some trades. All right, I've got, there's a few of you in here from Carbon. Most of the people who attend my Zoom are from Altcoin Alert, which is in my opinion, a day trading platform within CryptNation, a larger crypto trading group. And so I've taken upon myself to show how I use this tool as a day trader. I started as a day trader, and most people start as hodlers and swing traders, not me. I've always been a day trader. I saw this tool last summer, and thought, yeah, it was July 2020, I believe, at this point. I thought it would be useful in day trading. So that's how I talk about it. It could be useful for some of you folks in Carbon if you're in the beyond the bot trading and things like that, or you want to do your own trading. So hopefully this will be helpful to you. Even if you don't want to subscribe to this tool, at least the strategy should be useful. So let's usually sort first. Well, first, I'm on the altcoin radar setup. I don't use the dashboard. Doesn't have enough information. I want all the information. So I like the altcoin radar with the easy mode turned off. Usually the first thing I do is I sort by AA score. I'm looking for very bullish, which is 80 or higher. And again, the AA score is usually indicative of a coin that's been beaten down. That's a bargain at the moment and due for a move of 3% or more in the next 48 to 72 hours. Doesn't always accomplish that. Sometimes I have to ladder buy, but overall I've had success with using AA scores and some of the other sorts that I'll talk about in a minute. I don't have any over 80 at the moment. I do have Rune, which you'll see is bullish under long-term sentiment, Elder Impulse, which are a couple of the sorts I will do soon. But I've already got it up, so we'll go ahead and look at it. It's up 17% already today. Might be played out. Let's give it a look though. Rune. Got the Binance chart here. It's a 15-minute. So we're gonna look at the day chart first, get the big picture. And we had a pretty big move. I'm on Bybit. I should be on I'll get more history if I'm on Binance. There we go. So we had the big move up in November, as a lot of the coins did. Lost a lot of value, 80%, but coming up quite a bit the last few days. On the hour, yeah, just pumping. We're up, yeah, almost 100% in 5 days. That's a major move. And on the 5-minute, can we get in on a trade now? All right, so this is my basic chart. Got Bollinger Bands, the SMA line here in the middle, a couple indicators on the chart. So we'll go over those. It'll be a review for a lot of you, but hopefully that'll be useful. So at the moment on the 5-minute chart, we're sitting right on the SMA line, right here in the middle. It's one of my least favorite places to trade. The distance between the Bollinger Bands is less than 3%, so that's a squeeze where I usually prefer dips. Dips to go long on, pumps to go short. So if you're fairly new to trading, you shouldn't mess with leverage. That's what I'm talking about with long and short. Make sure you're at least an adequate spot trader before you move on to leverage. But a lot of us in here from the Carbon Group are trading on leverage, so I'm going to talk about that too. All right, so at the moment, I'm not seeing a really good entry here. If you want to go long on this, should probably be the best approach, not financial advice. There's a little bit of support here in the short term at 717. You could put an alert there and catch that on a drop or on a dip. We have some secondary support here, this group of candles. So that could be another place to go right about 695. Put a price alert there. I also like putting alerts on these indicators here. I prefer to do it on the 15-minute chart. So I moved the 15-minute chart. If I want to go long on Rune, this is my divergence. These are my divergence indicators. Divergence is simply a disagreement between the indicators and the price action. So like on the RSI here, I'm not going to go into a whole thing on divergence. Just take my word for it. A lot of people like to trade off divergence because it has sort of a predictive value to it. It requires some confirmation with other indicators. Anyway, if you can download the divergence indicators from TradingView, it's pretty easy to do. This is the one I use, Divergence for Many Indicators version 4. Get the most current one. So if you have that indicator on your charts, just go ahead and right click on here, add an alert. We want positive divergence because we think this is going up. I usually put once per bar close or once per bar to make sure it doesn't repaint, because sometimes it'll flicker if it's if the candle hasn't closed yet. You don't want that. You want to make sure the candle closes and you have good data. And then yeah, call it divergence alert or something like that, and create. You're good to go. I already have a divergence alert on this, which is why I'm not putting one on now. But it may not hit positive divergence anytime soon, so we'll see. So if you're looking for something maybe a little more current, we could wait for a dip on the MFI, which is the money flow index, or the RSI, which is a relative strength index. I like the RSI a little bit better for indicators, for indicator alerts. So I want to see, I'm going to right click on the RSI. I want it to be crossing up on the 30 level. Call RSI alert. So I want it to drop down here and then come back up. If you look, here's a dip here on the RSI and then a pump. Whenever you get dips like this, you make sure you have your green candle afterwards. If it's still going down, you don't buy it. You wait till there's evidence of recovery, and then you in a situation like this, and you go long. And you can also do the opposite. If you're trading leverage and you want to short something, you can wait till it goes up and then back down again. That's a 70 value, which is considered overbought. 30 value is considered oversold. So when something's overbought, when too many people have bought it, it's usually due to come back down at some point. So I like to set my alert here, 70 coming back down. In this situation, I've got my red candle, goes against me briefly, but then eventually comes back down. About a 3% drop. 3% on 10x leverage as a day trader. I love that. So good stuff. So that's how you can do a short on this too. But the way it's pumping right now, I wouldn't recommend that. All right. Well, I dumped a lot on you guys. Hopefully that was a review for most of you. Any questions on Rune or Thorchain? Alrighty then. Let's see what else we can find. Okay, ICP is giving me contradictory signals. Now the score isn't high enough. The AA score isn't high enough for me to rely on that as an entry point for a long. I'm looking for 85%, 85 or higher. But when I see this long-term sentiment, elder impulse, daily elder impulse, hourly, all bearish, that's something I'm going to want to short usually. So let's do a sort based on long-term sentiment. Now just we'll go bullish first. And just a reminder, long-term sentiment is the word on the street, the Twitter data. What are people talking about? So if you get very bullish or bullish on long-term sentiment, and that is confirmed by the elder impulse daily, which is a technical indicator that, as you can see here, measures trends and momentum, and similar to a MACD, which is another indicator. It was on my chart. We didn't talk about it, but so what I like to see is the word on the street confirmed by the technicals, and then that's something I want to look at. Just look at. I don't make any trades based solely on Altcoin Alert or iCoin Pro ever. I always look at the charts first. So let's see. Don't really have anything in the very bullish that's confirmed. The bullish is confirmed here on Rune, but we just looked at that. And scrolling down, I've got another one here on UBT. I don't know what that is. It's up 19% today. And then that's it on the bullish side. Let's look at UBT. It's on Bittrex and HoneySwap. I'm not sure if anyone trades Bittrex anymore. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of horizontal lines here. If you see that, that means nobody traded that period. That's, and on a 15-minute chart, that's horrible volume. So on a 5-minute, yeah, it's not very good volume. That's kind of a function of Bittrex. The day chart, getting the big picture. It was over 380. Now it's down to $1. Did have a pump today. Hence the big move. I don't know what caused this. Any news on UBT? Not seeing anything. 5-minute. If you want to go long on this and you're on Bittrex, you put a price alert down here. I see some support. There's some here too, but it's almost already there on a 99 cents. And down here about 76 to 80 cents. And then, you can go to your 15-minute chart and do the alerts I just showed you on Rune. I got your divergence, MFI, or RSI. And the MFI, this one's close to the 20 zone, but it just popped up. So it might return. You can do an alert here. An alert on the MFI. We're crossing 20 instead of 30. Crossing up, value 20. What's for bar close? MFI alert, and you're good to go. But to be candid, I don't think there's enough volume here to want to trade it. So yeah, let's not do that. All right. So that's it on Altcoin Alert, long-term sentiment sort bullish. Let's go bearish. Let's short some stuff. Well, Bitcoin has been pumping, so that's something you want to take into consideration. I probably wouldn't do, yeah, I want to be really certain there was a strong downward move before I bought anything with the way Bitcoin's been moving. It has crept up to 39.7. Yeah, this is why I don't trust divergence on smaller time frames. We're on the 5-minute chart and it just blasted through this one. This one totally negated on Bitcoin. Okay, shorting, Altcoin Alert. Perp, I'm not sure what that is. Sounds vaguely familiar. Let's check it out. Okay, it's on Binance. Day chart straight down since November. %, still trending down. The hour. I just realized I'm looking at this on a short. I'm not sure if this is on an exchange that does that. Yeah, it's on OKX, so you could short it there if you wanted to. Now, since we have this chart up, let's go ahead and finish it. So, I'll go to the 5-minute. It's going into a squeeze now. It's on top of the Bollinger Bands. It's a little, rather see a dip sequence like this to get into. 1, 2, 3. Pretty good looking 1, 2, 3 dip here this afternoon. Get your green candle after that, and you're up. Almost 3%. It's a pretty good day trade. Probably would have looked to get out here. Maybe not that high. Yeah, 3 to 4%. That's not bad. Going up, we want to short this. So yeah, I don't like to make those decisions off the 5-minute chart. I usually use my indicator alerts for this. We're going to go with a bullish or bearish indicator. Negative divergence on a 15-minute chart. This one didn't work out. This one did okay. Get rid of some of these EMAs. Or not giving me the visual I want. So like here, you would have gotten a move down to about 1.4%. Not bad if you're on 10x leverage, and this move's really big. 11%. Wow. So that would have been a good one. On the 15-minute, it's already overbought on the MFI. This might be good to short if it makes a hard downward move. So I just showed you. Well, actually, we'll do the opposite. Add an alert on the MFI for a short. Crossing down on the 80. And once per bar close, you're good to go. Or if you want to go with the old standby, the RSI, you do the same thing, and then your value 70, crossing down on the 70. All right. Any questions on perp? Well, that's about all I have for Altcoin Alert. Any questions on that before we move over to Icoin Pro? Okay. For some of you new folks, a quick description of Icoin Pro. This is one of the 2 day trading platforms I learned on. Some of you hopefully have seen the 1, 2, 3 dip training that comes from them, and this might look familiar to you. My Icoin Pro training. I have to re-sign in, but if you've seen that, then you have the basics on the 1, 2, 3 dip, and if that's the only strategy you ever do, you should make money. And then you can join and get more, more tools like this one, the RSI Spy, the Buddy Coin Crawler. We'll talk about those in a minute. I make a small commission if you join, but not enough to really change my behavior. So, but I do like to refer to people to this when they first get started in day trading, because it's a different skill set and a different approach than swing trading and hodling. So, all right. So there's 2 tools that I like to use for Icoin Pro to find trades. And the first one I'm on right now is the RSI Spy. I'm gonna go refresh this. And this is, I'm sorting by the 1 hour RSI, which is the indicator we've looked at multiple times on my charts. And we're looking for values on 30 and below for when we want to go long. This is for your spot trading as well. So unfortunately, we can't screen out the Bitcoin pairs. I don't like to trade Bitcoin pairs because I feel like I'm trading 2 coins. I just want to trade one. So I'm not seeing any here that are good for going long. Sometimes I'll look at these other values, 4 hour and the 1 day, and if they're oversold, and then the 1 hour is just slightly above 30, that's usually worth looking at, because that's sort of like the alert I showed you. It's gone below 30, now it's trending back up. So those can be good entries, but don't really have any like that are not Bitcoin pairs. So that's a bit of a bummer, because I had a couple of these when I was preparing, and now they've gone away. Probably because we had that move in Bitcoin, brought most of the market back up. Okay, well, that's disappointing. We'll come back to this. Let's go to the Buddy Coin Crawler. All right, so but I sort by average low to SMA line. The SMA line's that red pink line you saw on my charts earlier. The low, it's a 24-hour low. I'm looking for values 5% or higher, because that shows me the coin has room to move. And I'm looking for 10 million or more on USD volume. So I've got Binance as my exchange here, even though I don't trade on it anymore, just because it's got everything. So sometimes if you find something on here, you may have to go look for an exchange to trade it if you really want to trade it. So this one's intriguing to me. Troy USDT, something I traded a couple years ago. I think we looked at this on Friday or last Monday. Let's check it out. It's got that handy drop down there that'll go right to your chart. Day chart here. Yeah, it just did nothing but go down pretty much from October to earlier this month. 80% drop, but coming back up. On the hour, another big move today, yesterday actually, but gave up a lot of it. So it went up about 80% and then dropped, about 50% from there. 5 minute. It's in a kind of squeezy dip sequence now. A little bit of a bubble. Wow, it's actually big. That's not squeezy at all when you measure it. A little bit of a squeeze there, and then it bubbles out. 1, 2, sort of 3. Yeah, this would have been the place to get in on a dip sequence. To this resistance would be about 6%. It did go up 4%. That's a really good day trade. So that had potential had we caught this dip sequence a couple hours ago. For the moment, it's not able to, hasn't been above the SMA line since this morning. So that's not good. So I think I would set, kind of look at this, how this is trending down like this and then bouncing back to the SMA line. You could just trade that until it stopped doing it. You put your alert down here at about 8.8 cents. You'd also do one of the alerts I showed you earlier, breaking above the 20 value on the MFI or breaking above the 30 value on the RSI. Sorry, on the 15-minute chart would be better for those. Yeah, just did bounce off the bottom about an hour and a half ago. So, or you could do divergence, positive divergence on the 15-minute chart. That could help get you a good entry as well. All right, any questions on Troy? Let's see, there's a lot of gaming tokens on Binance, some tied to soccer teams, things like that. I'm not that familiar with those. Probably would be if I traded Binance more, but when I see something I recognize, I'm more inclined to look at it. One chain I've looked at before. Perk we looked at earlier, and we're below 5%. So yeah, Buddy Coin Crawler is not as helpful as I was hoping. Let's go back to the RSI SPY and we'll look for something to short. I use it about the same for shorts and for long. So this is a long sort, the intention of finding coins below the RSI 30 value. If I click here once, it'll sort the opposite. These will show me coins above the 70 value that are potentially overbought and due for a drop. Jasmy I shorted a couple days ago, did pretty well with it. Yeah, it's at 80 now. It's overbought in the 4-hour. So interesting, underbought on the or oversold on the 1 day. So let's check it out. I'll just go to this Jasmy. All right, 1 hour chart, just straight down pretty much, since it's listing on Binance in November. 1 hour, pretty good pump here. That would explain the overbought value. Yeah, up 50% in 9 hours. Wow. Is there news on this?
I happened to see that last night when I was programming charts in.
Yeah. can't remember what this one does, if it's a gaming token or something like that. All right, 5-minute chart pumping up. This kind of momentum, shorting could be a bit dangerous, but well, we're crypto traders. We're up for a little danger. So what do we do with this? It's about to punch over the top of the Bollinger Band. So instead of a 1, 2, 3 dip, we could get a 1, 2, 3 pump. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Yeah, this will switch the chart. Alt-I on your keyboard. And it makes it look like a dip sequence, even though it's actually a pump. But it hits the SMA line here, and it's only got one, one penetration of it. So we need 2 more to consider it for that strategy. I prefer to use the indicator alerts on shorts. So we've got, it does show some resistance here, but just punch through. So you could keep an eye on this now if you wanted to short it. It's at 1.9 cents. It starts to make a move back down. You could get a move back down to the SMA line. 6% on 10x leverage. That's a great trade. That's a great trade, but kind of risky buying up here without a little more confirmation. I think I'd want to see the MFI trending down and the RSI trending down, maybe even the MACD crossing over the negative way before I do that.
Could you perhaps put it on a longer time frame, like an hour or something like that, please?
Okay. I will do an alerts on the hour chart. I did one today when I'm just not sure. I don't.
Right. No, I just wanted to see the longer term trend in case Bitcoin pumped, but this is looking very high in relation to its history.
Yeah, this came out of nowhere this morning.
So it
Big
seems like a
move.
short is a good time to. That's what I was thinking last night on this one.
Yeah. It's where are we? Well, we're not even close to an all-time high though. I mean, that's 35 cents. So
Right.
that's a concern, but for a short, let's go to the 15-minute chart. Like this here, had this gone off, and you taken the trade right away, it goes up first, but then drops, as much as 5.8%. You can short that on, I've done that recently on Jasmy, on Bittrex, Bybit, and 5%. That's a really good move, especially on leverage. So you can, even if it's pumping up like this, you can still catch those moves in the middle. So that's why I like, the indicators will show you those moves too. That's what I like about them. So on the 15-minute chart, you got your divergence alert. You could use your MFI trending down below 80, RSI below 70. MACD I use mostly just for confirmation. I rarely put alerts on that, but see how it's flashing though? That's repainting. That's why when I suggest you guys do your alerts on the indicators, you do either once per bar close or once per bar. Once per bar close will definitely take out the repainting. See, it started to go back up again, so it negated the divergence and it went away. But once that, once this closes, then that'll stay there. And it may be valid, it may not. You'll have to look at the subsequent candle action and some of the other indicators to confirm. So, okay, any questions on Jasmy? All right, well, I think that's all I have for iCoin Pro and Altcoin Alert. If you guys have any questions overall on anything, now's the time to ask regarding day trading. If not, I'll probably stop the recording here. We're about 40 minutes in. That's usually our sweet spot. So last chance. All right, folks. I'll go ahead and stop the recording here. Those of you who are here live, I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you on Friday, and those of you watching on the recording, appreciate you as well. We'll talk soon. For those of you in Carbon, hang around. We'll start that shortly.